Hi guys, welcome back to Broke Not Broken, and this is voices from my car edition because I'm currently working, but I thought I would do a Instacart rant today. Not only does Instacart give you crap for driving past somebody's driveway, it happens, sometimes their yards aren't marked, sometimes there's no house numbers at all on their homes, so there's that. But what if you have two identical houses on the same property, or their green number is on the neighbor's property? This happened to me recently, and I realized my mistake. The neighbor was out doing their yard work. They also order Instacart. I had delivered to both places, separate occasions, but I don't remember everybody's address, nor do I did look at the green number. When I drove in, the neighbor stopped me, said, "Hey, Shane and I didn't order Instacart today," after I had taken the picture. Now, I reported it immediately to Instacart that the picture that was submitted is not the client's house, it's the next door neighbor's, and they do have their order. I delivered it next door with the help of the neighbor. Now, this shopper decided to report it non-delivered, which actually hurts me, de-stars me. Also, it makes me want to not pick up orders for that house anymore. Now, they don't tell me which house didn't receive their order, but all the other houses I delivered to have pictures. Not only that, GPS. They use GPS to track me. I can't even go to the bathroom when delivering your order because they will accuse me of fraud. How do I know this? I pulled over at a gas station to use a bathroom and they accused me of fraud, so I just hold it until you get your delivery. For those of you wanting to try out Instacart, it is quite a learning curve from the get-go. Try to substitute as much as possible if you cannot find the item. Also invest in a way of keeping your orders separate from each other if you're doing double or triple batches, but you won't have to worry about that until after you get past your first 10 orders. Now, what I do is I use these simple stickers from the dollar store. Red is A, B is blue, C is always green or yellow. I sticker every single item in my cart, makes checkout faster. I also use 3 variants of bags in most stores. So if I'm at Food Basic, they have a black bag, they have a green bag with fruit, and they have a green bag with a lady and a child on it. So for A, I will use the black bag. For B, I will use the green bag with, say, the fruit on it. And for C, I will either use the black bag tied, or the black bag or the green bag with the lady or fruit, depending on what I use for B order. I also put the smallest order in my front seat. So if that's A, it goes in the front seat, B behind me, and C in the trunk, or vice versa, based on who's got the biggest order. To answer a question, what happens if you forget a bag? A bag falls behind your seat. You call Instacart right away. You let them know that you know what order it came from and it is going to that house right now. They will track you to get that in. They may not give you the address, so keep a good memory. I always have a good memory with that kind of stuff. I did have a thing of toilet paper fall behind my seat here, and I didn't realize it was there. The customer got that item within 20 minutes of me reporting it, and I reported it on the next, as I was doing my next delivery. I realized it was in behind the seat. Best practice is to check everything in the order before you take it out, but sometimes life happens. You forget an item. You think you got all the items out of your car. It happens. Just make sure that you know where that item goes and take it to that client. It'll save your stars and save your reputation as an Instacart shopper. Now, where I live, it tends to be longer drives, 40, 50, 80K drives, one direction out, you may not have a ride back. You're gonna need one of these and Eurodom. So every place I go to zero, write down the number between customers. I know that Instacart keeps track of it, but you also need a paper copy. Make sure you have one. Keep all your gas receipts. You are self-employed. And what I do is I date them and I put them in an envelope. Right now they're up here on my visor. I've got a whack of them right here. I'm going to go through them, add them up, put them in a giant envelope, and at the end of the tax year, boom, it goes to the accountant. And the math is already done for them, and they have it month by month inventory. Same with oil changes, tires, etc. Keep all that stuff. If you need a battery pack like the one I'm using right now, they're like 20 bucks. Again, keep the receipt. You're going to need a battery pack if you're doing large orders like me in the store to save your battery, stop you from, losing all your juice on your phone because you need your phone to scan. What I love about working for Instacart as a shopper is I get to choose my own hours around my kids. So I work from the time they go to school until 2 o'clock so that no matter where I am, I can get to them at the school by 3:20. What I don't enjoy about working for Instacart is sometimes their map is wrong. It sends you to the wrong town altogether. And then you're fighting with somebody on the phone telling them that the delivery is going to be late because the address is sending you to the wrong place. I had this recently. I was supposed to be in Lindsay. Sorry, the address was a Lindsay address. It sent me to a vacant lot in Lindsay. I was actually supposed to be in Fenland Falls, which is 25 minutes away. I had a whole bunch of frozen food. I sat on the phone for 15 minutes trying to make the person on the other end of the phone understand that the address is not right in their GPS. You have to use their GPS, but if it's wrong, if you drive to the wrong place, report it immediately. Save your stars, save your hassle, and get the client to tell you what their actual physical address is. I've run into this one too many times where I live, where it's 123 Albert Street, City of Kawartha Lakes. Well, the City of Kawartha Lakes is 400 kilometers wide. They need to put in Bobcaygeon, Fenland Falls, Lindsay, Woodville, wherever, so that the driver, when this happens, when the GPS sends you to the wrong place, they can put it into their car and get there. You also need to immediately report it to Instacart that the GPS is wrong, and they will tell you to look it up on Google Maps. I had a problem with Google Maps. Google Maps was down, and it was still trying to send me to the exact address I was sitting at, which was a vacant lot. So that's a flaw. When this happens, make sure you get on the line with Instacart and then get on the line with your client and find out exactly where they're at, whether they're in Bobcaygeon, Lindsay, Woodville, wherever. And that way you'll save your stars, save some frustrations, and not only that, their food won't be melting in your car at 35 degrees outside. Now, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great evening.